how is energy taken into our body? And you're probably saying to me like, Logan, this is really, really easy. It's the food I eat, right? And that's 100% true. The food you eat is how you get energy. But I do kind of want to break this down a little bit to hopefully make you realize that all food isn't totally equal. So when you eat food, it's actually comprised of 3 macronutrients. These macronutrients are carbohydrates, they are protein, and they are fats. And when you eat a specific food, usually a lot of times it's comprised of all 3 of these. Not always, but for the most time, especially if you eat a full meal and you say you eat like a casserole, that's going to have both proteins, carbs, and fats. So when you eat a meal, your body needs to digest these different macronutrients to actually break down what we need to use them for. So carbs, when broken down, they basically become stored energy. So they get stored into glycogen in the liver and muscles. This is your body's preferred energy source. You can get it rapidly. It helps with high intensity activity and even just regular activity. But your brain likes energy. It uses a lot of energy. So carbs, when you eat these, are actually going to be basically your body's preferred energy, especially if you're an athlete or somebody who's physically active. Important thing to know. The next thing is fats. These help with cell transport. They help with energy production, obviously. They can be stored in your body. They can help protect cells. And they also help to keep your brain and heart healthy. As we know, eating those monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats are really, really good for your cholesterol, the good cholesterol, I should say, or your HDL cholesterol, which you want high. Those things help tremendously keep those things in check, which help your heart health. Protein, last macronutrient, is 4 calories, and I always describe these as the building blocks of the cell. They literally help to build and repair everything. So it's not just muscle when you think of protein. They help to build the membranes in your cells. They help to repair cells, skin, hair, all these different things. These are all protein. Anytime you are breaking something down, which happens with your cells literally all the time, and you need something to be repaired, protein will help with that. Also, protein can be used as energy, although it is not preferred. It's through a process called gluconeogenesis. This is a process usually what happens when people are in ketosis or are eating a low-carb diet, where protein is actually converted to energy. This isn't preferred. You probably have never gotten under this point in your life. However, if you have ever experimented with a keto diet, you very well could have. So I forgot to mention, when it comes to the different types of macronutrients, so carbs, protein, and fat, they actually have different amounts of calories per macronutrient. So carbs actually have 4 calories per gram of a carbohydrate. Fats have 9 calories per gram, and protein has 4 calories per gram. And you'll probably notice that fats have nearly, actually over double the amount of calories per gram compared to carbs and protein. This is why if you have like a tiny bit of olive oil and you notice it on a plate, you're like, oh, that's probably not that many calories. Actually, like a tablespoon of olive oil is about 120 calories versus if you give a tablespoon of chicken breast, that's probably like 10 calories. So just goes to show you that, excuse me, fats are very, very calorie dense. Fats are calorie dense. So some examples of these different sources of energy, and that's how I'm looking at this, is energy. Obviously, we look at food as something that's pleasurable, but food is our energy. That's how we get all the energy, and not just energy as we dictated, but the things that help repair our cells with protein. That's how we get it in. So protein, protein sources of this could be chicken, could be pork, beef, Greek yogurt, eggs. There's pea plant sources of protein. If you're talking about veggie sources, tofu is a good one. Cheese, I think I mentioned milk, all these different things. There's lots of different sources of protein. Carbs, examples of this would be Stuff like fruits, vegetables, breads, pastas, legumes are actually high in all of them, but those are pretty high carb. Those would be like beans. Those would be some examples of carbs. And then fats. So we have peanut butter, we have nut butters, we have oils, regular butter. Trying to think, avocado oil, anything that's oil. Believe that covers it. There's a lot more fats. You could look this up online too and see. There's probably a lot of sources of fat that you may not even realize were good sources of fat, but they are. So some also last key points with these different foods. Protein in itself is very filling. It's very satiating. So if you're trying to lose weight or manage obesity and all these different things, having a high protein diet, so finding those sources that you like, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, chicken, all these different things, and eating those a lot will actually help to keep you more full, which can help to monitor your calories a lot better and help you to lose weight. Because as we discussed, calorie balance or weight management is due to our overall calorie intake. Carbs that are high in fiber, like stuff that's leafy greens or vegetables that are very, very green, so broccoli, asparagus, spinach, all these different things, also are very high in fiber. So, in addition to fruits and whole grains, I forgot to mention as well, these things also can be very, very high satiety, high filling. So if we're thinking about two things we can do to help with our weight loss and obesity goals, having higher protein, having higher fiber stuff allows you to fill your stomach up more, make you feel more full, so you're not going to overeat on something like a Pop-Tart, which two Pop-Tarts have 400 calories. After you eat one of those, like I know myself personally, I feel like I haven't even eaten anything, and I'm going to go eat some more food. So just kind of a take home. Last thing to mention about this, taking in food, high calorie foods are usually high in both carbs and fats with little fiber. And this is a key point to note. And as I just mentioned with the Pop-Tart example, why a lot of people will overeat on stuff like Pop-Tarts, junk food, all these processed foods. Usually they are high in carbs, high in fats, low in fiber, and a lot of them have some different things that have been done to it in the processing that actually basically tell your body that you haven't even really consumed that much nutrients. So they taste good, they make you crave more, but at the same time, your body doesn't feel like it's been satisfied. So very interesting thing there. That's taking in food. To tell me you're no good, I'm brushing away